Bitcoin reached its all-time high in November of 2021, just before or just as Jupiter was definitively entering into the sign of Aquarius. This meant that Jupiter was also exiting the trine to Rahu, who was then transiting in Taurus, and whose Saturn was also trining from Capricorn. And that trine was very powerful for inflating all markets, and especially it was completely transformative for the cryptocurrency industry. Now, Mars is transiting in Taurus and is trying to regulate the heck out of everything in the cryptocurrency industry that got out of hand or unsustainable due to that very materialistic trine. At the same time, Saturn has been retrograding in Capricorn, also trying, and what Saturn tries, Saturn will succeed in doing. The same with all of the grahas, to create sustainability in our industry. On the 23rd of October, Saturn is going to turn direct in Capricorn. And about a week later, Mars, who will have entered into Gemini, just into the beginning of Gemini, is going to turn retrograde and start heading backwards into Taurus. So when this happens, when Mars is retrograding towards and through Taurus, Mars is going to be retracing the path of Rahu in the same direction that Rahu is going, naturally, because Rahu is always in retrograde. And so what I see clearly is going to happen is that investors in all markets are going to very aggressively be trying to make gains in all markets before what I see as the more serious level of recession hits in mid-January, when Saturn definitively enters into Aquarius. So that's what I've been saying for a long time. Please refer to my other videos. And also the thing about that is that for the cryptocurrency industry, that means that this aggressive gain happens in the major currencies, so such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, especially those two, while other coins that, like even coins that people think of as the ones that usually are very volatile and fast, such as SHIB or Doge, which I've been saying for a long time are not meme coins. Things like that are going to be slowly developing. So what I mean by these aggressive gains in the markets between October, like around the 23rd of October through to mid-January, in the cryptocurrency industry, what that means is the major coins. So again, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then the other thing is like, so aside from SHIB and Doge, things like roll-ups for Ethereum, like especially I always speak about Matic, but that's just one example. That kind of thing, or very powerful DeFi platforms. Those things will be like in a building phase. So those things are a longer hold. And those probably are not going to see this aggressive gains that the markets are going to be seeing. Okay, hope that makes sense. So, but for Bitcoin, yes, it's going to be very aggressive. So, although I mentioned that starting mid-January, we should definitely be entering into a much clearer recession, in terms of policy, starting in February, a lot of national policies regarding Bitcoin are going to become much clearer and more defined. And that's going to be something that kind of places Bitcoin in the present and also in the future. And then what's going to happen is, although I see the market still being down at this time, but that's what's happening policy-wise behind the scenes or out of sight of the price action of the markets, which should be suffering at that point. So then what's going to happen is we're going to rebound quite quickly, because in April of 2023, when Jupiter enters into Aries, I see that that's going to start the next crypto market boom. But especially for Bitcoin and for the markets, but I'm just talking about Bitcoin in this video. Okay, so but that boom is lasting about 1 year. Okay? That's because in March of 2024, I see that due to the Dasha sequence of the Bitcoin chart that I use, that has worked really well for me, due to that, then we're entering into an important downswing. So that's what I see. Please note that, just as I mentioned in my first book, Bitcoin is the sun. Bitcoin is basically invincible. Even though we're having a lot of conversations about Bitcoin and its technology and whether the way it works is actually sustainable, well, the fact of the matter is that Bitcoin is going to be the store of value. It's definitely going to be like how gold is, but in digital form as we go forward. And the thing is that obviously it's important to always be thinking in constructive manners. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of things don't make a sense in a rational way, but they are dictated by the universe. For example, to take a direct kind of like correlation, gold, the actual metal gold, has been used as a store of value. That is because of the nature of gold in the universe and the relationship between gold and Jupiter and the meaning of Jupiter on our plane. And so in the same way that it doesn't actually make any sense, Bitcoin is that in the cryptocurrency space. And the cryptocurrency space is very much related to the future of reality. So, so that's just what I wanted to say. So the reason that we're having a lot of like, kind of like a new thinking and a little bit of doubtfulness within this building market or building stage in the industry is because of the transit of Mars. And obviously it's a good thing, but I have to say that there's absolutely no question that regardless, Bitcoin is the gold of the cryptocurrency space. It's always going to be that. And yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to say. I hope that you please make a note of the dates that I mention in my videos so that you can refer to them easily if you are not on my Patreon. Okay, thanks.